The romance with Ascended Astarion has some of the most beautiful lines and moments in the game. But oftentimes, those good things get overshadowed by all of the negative noise and assumptions that have become widespread within the fandom. You may have heard some pretty negative interpretations about Ascended Astarion, based on just one or two dialogue lines that he can say during one version of the breakup, if you play a character that turns down his proposal to be with him forever. So I want to take a close look at the different scenes and dialogues for a player character that decides to break up with him.
I can hardly blame you. I don't exactly have much to offer right now, beyond new burdens to carry. It's true. You don't deserve this facade any longer. From the start, I was rather counting the hours until it was going to end. Midnight chimes, eh? Anything for you, my darling. What? I know. I'm better than he was. Stronger. Finally free of my past. I'm who I always wanted to be. I have everything I ever wanted. If you're too stupid to see what you're losing, then you never deserved to have it in the first place. Why? Silence! How dare you speak his name? Don't you ever compare me to him! Never! How dare you stand there and judge me? As if you know the first thing. I don't have to take this from you. You ingrate. It seems I misjudged you. I thought we might have a future together, even an eternity. But perhaps you're not worthy. So, what's it to be, darling? Is this it? A pity, then. We could have had something truly special. I won't forget what you've done for me. I won't leave you to fight this alone. You came so far, only to slip now. Such a pity. So, what's it to be, darling? Is this it? There you are. The real you shows herself at last. We are bound until the end, you and I. But there will be an end. Until then, you can enjoy my company. You can benefit from my power. But you will not be in my heart. Just so you know, I have everything I ever wanted. Very soon, I will discover how to call my legions of wolves, become a sea of mist, run wrong side up on roofs. Everything vampires do best. You could have too. What a waste. was pathetic then. What do you mean? Why would you say that? You refused riches beyond belief. The world would have knelt before us united. I can take anything I want. I should have made you a spawn, just to teach you that. You will regret leaving me. More than anything you live to regret. You'll be lonelier than I. I have turned away my former self. And all my former attachments now, too. The language of the night needs learning. All in due time. It won't be long. Hear me? It won't be long. You will regret leaving me. Why in the hell's you bothering me now? Why in the hell's you bothering me now? Yes? There's no use in us fighting any longer, is there? You are a person of rare talent. You aided greatly in my conquest, even if you did not end up a part of it. And if we were beholden to one another, well, how is that too different to being enslaved? It is for the best. Of course I understand love. All too well. The gravest crimes committed in this world are committed for love. A hunger crueler than bloodlust. I know how to play with it. And I can't resist playing the hand I know. I would have ruined your love. Used your trust until you were nothing. So, for what it's worth, in the end, I respect you for making the choice you did. I never thought you had it in you. I hope, if not partners, we may be partners in crime yet. At least until the brain is defeated, you have my word I'll stand by you. We share a common cause. There will be no more bites in the night. It is for the best. I was trying with you, you know. In the only way I can try. Not a skill that's cropped up in my newly found repertoire. I probably need to read some tome to figure out how. But I will ensure our little mission to defeat the brain succeeds. You can count on me for that. The man of your dreams. The hope of him is your own worst enemy. So it shall be. Never again. But I will ensure our little mission to defeat the brain succeeds. You can count on me for that. Well, hello. What can I do for you?
That breakup line is something he says out of immense disappointment, of being hurt and rejected by the person he thought he could be with forever. But it also reflects his fear of the worst case scenario, of what he could have done if things went wrong, not what he inevitably would have done if he stayed. It's like he's projecting the most horrible possibility of what he sees in himself, especially after being bitterly let down like that. But the romance itself shows that when you stay with him, he channels all that love and hunger into loyalty and an exclusive, if sometimes obsessive, love. What would make the romance truly tragic is this: when the love that Astarion thought he found turns out to be a bitter disappointment to him. The person he thought he could trust, the person he hoped would love him for who he is, has let him down and abandoned him. This was the first time he thought he found love, and love itself still managed to hurt him deeply. Despite how strong he became, he wasn't able to protect himself from the pain of rejection. Part of what's so painful for him is that he has to come to terms with the fact that this person he loves isn't who he thought they would be. They're willing to throw away a future with him just like that, and he will have to live his entire immortal life without them. It's not what he imagined. The realization of this is overwhelming for him, and understandably it's something he has a hard time coming to terms with. His hopes and dreams for a future with his love are shattered. His heart is obviously broken, and he's left having to convince himself that maybe this is for the best after all.
Don't be stupid, darling. You're mine. Remember? The tadpole is gone, which means your future is mine to decide. How lucky you are that I chose you as my consort. Chose you to help me take Baldur's Gate, then sit by my side as I rule it. There's no backing out now. We'll be together forever. I can promise you that.
After everything they've just gone through together, Astarion will no longer just accept it if the player tries to break up with him. By this point, they've made a covenant to be together for eternity, and he was deathly serious about it. So it seems obvious to me that he's going to deny a Tav who wants to break that promise to him. That deep fear of losing someone, the fear of abandonment or rejection, whether real or imagined, could easily trigger very strong reactions in him, but this is the first time Astarion has really experienced love. It's the only love connection he understands, and the only one he's ever truly known. So unsurprisingly, he would take drastic measures to ensure he keeps it, and the first step he takes is to bind his lover to him forever by making them his spawn or his vampire bride or groom. In this way, he ensures that his one essential, irreplaceable person won't ever leave him. I also see this as the reason why he feels like he needs to turn Tav as soon as possible, and why he's so relieved and proud the next morning when he sees them again. Rather than treating them as an object or a pet, he idealizes them. He basically believes they're perfect. He treats them as someone rare and precious. It's also worth mentioning that Ascended Astarion can still stay together with the player, even without turning them into a spawn, as long as he didn't do a long rest between his ascension and the final battle. In that case, he still intends to do so, but he's willing to wait until the time feels right.
You know, now that our enemies have fallen, I might be the most powerful person in the world. And that makes us the most powerful couple in the world. And neither would I. Together, we can do anything. My sweet, I thought you'd never ask. Of course, you will be a spawn before you can become a true vampire. But that's a small detail. This isn't what you want yet. I'm sure you'll come around in your own good time. But until the moment's right, we can still be together. We can still taste all the delights of this world. My darling, of course, I want nothing more. Then we'll do it tonight. And come the morning, We will be together forever.
In this scenario, he hasn't put pressure on his love to turn into a spawn yet. I feel it shows that with time, he becomes a bit more secure in the relationship and no longer feels that same urgency to rush it.
You're the one that I want. The one that I love. We have a beautiful, bloody future to look forward to, my love. Oh, darling. My love. My love. My precious treasure. Little love. My love. Just when I thought I couldn't love you anymore. Fear not. You are mine. We will be together forever.